Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to put the dad back in Major Dad's garage. And Cole's going to help me. He's been in a few videos, but in this one, I don't know if you can already tell what we've got here. We're going to build an ammo can solar power station. The solar part of it's still on the way, but we're not going to use this one that I got back in 2003 from Iraq, or this one that I also got back in 2003 from Iraq. We're going to use this ammo box here that we got on Amazon, this 10 amp hour battery. We got one control panel that has power switch, USB, USB-C, and then the cigarette lighter style plug. We have to figure out where these are going to go because the 3-panel part of it doesn't actually, once the battery's in there, because of how the ammo can is molded, it just doesn't quite fit. And then we've got this battery monitor. So we're going to have to get this battery monitor sliced in on top as well. But it should be pretty easy. I think we've got almost all the tools we need here. We might need the oscillating tool to cut this out. But we're going to start building this and see how it turns out. I think at the end, we're going to see how long it'll run that 12-volt refrigerator over there. Go ahead and open up the box. Just slide that down in there. I think that's how we want it. Yep, this battery fits just perfectly in here. You can still close it. A little too wide for this one. This battery was less than 20 bucks, so just barely over 10 bucks. So pretty affordable. Now I gotta decide where the layout's gonna be, cut all the holes, and then wire it. Now Cole's gonna put it to the test. So yeah, pop it open.
Push in?
Yeah, put it in.
Then you turn it on?
Turn it on. Fridge is on. It's set for, let's set it for 30 for cooling, not freezing. 34 degrees.
Are you turning this thing on yet? Or?
You don't have to. You can go ahead and hit the button. I think the phone, yeah. All right, it is. So let's say 2:30. Let's see how long it runs. You can hear it powered on. Cool. So while that's running, let's see what else we got. We got the voltage there, 13.2 volts. This I can't get the settings to set, so I don't even know. It says unplug it, but then you unplug it and power goes off, so then you to set it, but whatever, we'll figure it out. But the set power is running nice and quietly. This thing's pretty cool. I like that. I guess the questions are about charging it. Like I said, we got a little solar panel coming, and that solar panel is going to plug in there, and I guess we'll see if that charges it. I have no idea, but we'll find out. But to initially charge it, I used this Walmart EverStart battery charger. It's got a setting for lithium or lead acid, and I made these little leads. Actually, these ends were already existing, so I put these ends on there, plugged it into the battery, and just hooked up the little clamps to these eyelets, these terminal lugs. You could use that little one right there and plug it probably right in the battery. That's just a trickle charger. That'd probably work too, but that's what we used. So we'll let this thing run, put some stuff away, finish this little project up. Maybe we'll wait for the solar charger to come in. So we've been running for just a few minutes, just under 10 minutes, and it's gone to 99%. So still working. I guess that thing's gonna work for us. It doesn't say it's for lithium. It says lead acid, but sure, whatever. We'll go with it. But Set Power does make a little battery pack. It's like $129. This cost us $50 to make. The difference though is that Set Power is has twice as much battery capacity as this one. But if you do want to step it up, this is like $130. This is a jump pack that I got from Amazon that you can obviously jump your car with. It's got lights and stuff. It's got a 400 amp or 400 watt inverter, and then you can also run a bunch of stuff from it. So this one's kind of cool, but this is also more than double what that cost. So, and it's like 3 times as heavy, maybe 4 times as heavy. It's pretty heavy, where that one is super light, really easy to walk around with. And it's running this refrigerator. So we'll see how long it runs the refrigerator for, and see what kind of improvements we can make, and hopefully that solar will charge right through that port and charge a battery. That would be very helpful. 2 hours and 15 minutes in, it dropped to 0 pretty quick. So we're at 0. This thing still says 95%. Again, I don't know what to trust on that thing. 12.9 volts. I could have something else plugged into this. All the wiring, I opened it up, is nice and cool, and I put it on eco mode. So this thing is just cranking away. Not a bad little unit there. And when you get a super efficient little mini fridge, that's a benefit as well. Well, it lasted 5 hours, so it's just past 7:30, and it just died a few minutes ago. So, yeah, this little thing took us 5 hours on this Set Power portable fridge freezer. So I tried a quick test real quick to see if this would charge it. The charger was going on and off, but it didn't necessarily charge it. But the USB-C is pushing 11.9 volts, so we'll let it run, see what it does. Quick update on our battery bank. I'll walk through our changes real quick, but as you can see, it's solar. So a couple hours ago, we set it out here in the sun. It was at 83% battery, and now it's at 88%. So the temperature is hot, hot, hot. Let's take it over and actually check this thing out, talk about it. Now that we're in the shade, I can actually talk through it, and maybe you can see it. The thermometer works because it's HHH, like I said a minute ago, hot, hot, hot. 88%, so it is charging. It's charging kind of slow. So I had already ordered this. This was $15. It says it's 30 watts. I doubt that, but it's from Walmart. It was only 15 bucks. It's the cheapest one for as many wattage as it says. It took a few extra days to get here, but let me show you the wiring that we did. Because charging this was the unique thing. So there's a couple extra things that we did to it. I ordered and then added this small Anderson connector. So the small Anderson connector here is just connected to the side, same as we did everything else, so pretty simple. And then the wiring, I just used a couple of these Wagos. So these 3 Wagos are acting as a bus bar so that it comes directly through the switch, or the switch goes to the Wago, then the Anderson connector goes to the Wago, and then it goes directly to the battery. So the fuse is in line first, but we've got the charging wire, I'll call it, battery wire, and the switch wire. And then I did the same thing for the negative. Made these little terminals, made these little mini bus bars. So yeah, charging it was a thing. I have a little tiny milliamp cheap charger I got from Walmart a while back. That worked, but it charged really slow. So the first thing I did, that does have alligator clips. And those alligator clips have an end like this little connector, and I don't even know what this is called. So what I did was just make this. This plugs into the Anderson connector, and then you can either plug this into, connect this to the Anderson connector, and then plug this into that charger. Or what I also did was just take these wires free and ran these wires directly into my bigger Walmart 15 amp charger to get this battery up to snuff, because that smart charger does a little bit better with this. But yeah, this solar panel is actually working, so that's cool. And then basically you can put all the wires and stuff in here. So I'll set this somewhere in the sun where the solar panel's in the sun, but not the box, because the box is getting really hot. I did also buy this one says smart battery monitor, so I went on and basically found the same exact battery monitor, but actually for a smart battery, so got a little bit more accurate reading. And it's working pretty good. So we're still at 13.5 volts. Let's keep this charging, but that's it. Guys, thanks for watching. This was kind of a cool and fun build to do with my son. We've already run a couple of 12 volt refrigerators off of it. We know they'll actually run for a couple hours. So this thing's got a lot of power. If we ever need to take it anywhere, just simply to charge up our phones would be awesome. I'm sure there's some upgrades you can think about it, but that Anderson connector makes a huge difference, gives you a lot of opportunities. This solar panel also gives you a lot of opportunities. It would be cool to even put a wireless phone charger like thing here. That'd be cool too. So tons of opportunities, tons of options. This one's not quite waterproof, so maybe the next one I make will be in a metal ammo can and waterproof. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this stuff, let me know. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know if I can make a different one. Tear me up in the comments about how I did. But like, subscribe, hit the bell. Catch you on the next one.